Okay, very good. I spent 35 years in Los Angeles in corporate America as a financial officer. Very quickly, my last assignment for 10 years was with a company that went offshore to Taiwan to meet the growing competition. We were the major component supplier of the furniture business in Michigan. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Okay. I transferred 2 divisions into Tijuana into the maquiladora industry. Okay.
That's where we met. He did not get me from a catalog.
Okay. Like the story that surrounds it. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, Mayra grew up in Tijuana and San Diego. In those days, you could go back and forth. Nobody easily. And she went to University of, calm down. She's telling me, hurry up. Well, you got to know the background, okay? And you went to school at University of San Diego, and you majored in exactly, and you worked for several major U.S. companies in the maquiladora industry, okay? In Tijuana, okay?
We came to Puerto Vallarta in 1994, and once we got here, we saw that there was a need in the city dump, and we started a feeding program because kids were not basically eating breakfast. And as you can see there in the picture, that we started feeding only 20 kids in Colonia Magisterio, where the Rotary Club has a feeding program, but then we expanded to different areas, and Volcanes was one of them. They were the furthest in the forest. By then we were working with the School of Champions, and we were doing computer, English and math. And Volcanes became part of our School of Champions, and we were busing kids down. But then we saw that that wasn't the best way, so we started busing teachers over here. The principal loved that program, and then you can go on.
Okay. Well, so she said the principal, excuse me, of the primary school, the public school, she had a brand new school, and her old primary school was abandoned.
You can see the buildings there in the pictures. This was the white building where our program is right now, used to be the primary school, and the government finally built them their official building. And so the building was abandoned, and that's where David comes in. He saw that building, how in dire need of rebuilding was.
Okay, that's 2011. So we got help from a lot of different people, including Rotary. I joined Rotary at that time it doesn't matter anyway. So excuse me. So things started happening. Interestingly, when the mothers of community, it's a small community, tightly knit, serving about 800 to 1,000 families who send their kids to the primary school. The mothers said, oh my God, they're teaching English. So all of a sudden we had about 50 mothers and kids and so on, and it took off.
Yes.
The Rotary Club, the Rotary Club of Calgary, HP, bought, I think, 20 laptops for our computer room, and we had 2 English classrooms, and then we took off from there. You go.
Yes, well, education in Mexico is not rated as one of the best. As you know, we're out of the OCS when they say there's 35 countries, we're number 34. And one of the reasons is most of the children in poorer communities do not attend primary school.
Yeah, we can't hear you, Mayra.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Perfectly.
Okay, so 90% of the children attend primary, so the other 10 are in rural communities where there's no education. But out of those 90%, only 62% continue to secondary education. And this was the case in our program before we started coming here. And only 45% finish secondary school. Most of the kids, their parents take them out of school because they have to go to work. But 5.1% of the population over 15 has never been to school, and only 23% of the students graduate university. So these are the statistics. As you can see, they're dire. Public schools in Puerto Vallarta do not teach English or computer classes to students. They do in some parts of Mexico, but not in Puerto Vallarta, which I think it's extraordinary. It's where we really need them. And the classes range from 35 to 50 students. This is who's ever an educator knows that kids are being left behind because of this reason. And public schools do not offer arts curriculum nor music. And this is where we come in. In Volcanes, the transition of the primary school when we were here, we were part of those statistics, but when we told the kids, hey, if you continue to secondary, we will provide you a scholarship, the statistics went to 100%. So we are really trying our best, and we have demonstrated that that impact has been because of our teachers, and regardless of their socioeconomic background, we tell them that they can go to school, stay in school, and dream big. So as David and Rick can tell you, our building was in jams, but we had no electricity, and you guys were part of the construction or reconstruction of the building. And we're very much into humanitarian help with the Rotary Club Puerto Vallarta Sur. And so that is our main goal with them is education and service to the community. So we're a partner with them. Today, we provide English classes, computer classes, tutoring, reading, math, music, adult education. We give them a GED diploma for primary and secondary, scholarships. And we also have the clubs. We have cooking and entrepreneurial classes, which, you know, the kids bake cookies and then they sell them. And we teach them how to manage their money. We have the butterfly club, sports club with 17 teams in a league with 11 children in each team. We have the youth, yes, all Volcanes. Youth Empowerment Program. We used to call it the Girl Empowerment Program because of the Power of Girls project with the Rotary Club. But we saw that in order to change the mentality of the girls, we needed to include the boys too, so they could be more supported. So we changed it to Youth Empowerment Club. We have a reading club that has been sponsored by Calgary Heritage Park. And we also have a sewing school providing technical support for mothers in the community. So we started with just trying to do English classes. That was our main goal. So the kids could work in the tourism industry. But the kids changed our minds. They had other plans. So we launched our scholarship program with the support of the Rotary Puerto Vallarta Club, and our mission shifted completely. So our slogan was just go to school and stay in school. And we had to change it to dream big, added dream big, because this actually gave the opportunity to the students to finally say, hey, I can go to university without my parents telling me there's no money for me to go to school and I have to go to work. So that was a big shift in our goals and our mission. So we now have 100 students in the scholarship program, and we have since we started, you got to remember they started 12 years ago. From 12 years ago, in their 12s, in their teens, we now have 25 graduates, and we university graduates. In those cases, we have a wonderful story of a homeless kid that we had that we gave him a scholarship. He ran away from home because his parents told him, go to work or we're not gonna send you to school. So he's a surgeon now, and he is going to become a neurosurgeon in 4 more years. So that's the impact that you guys are doing when you support our program.
We have 400 kids enrolled.
Yes, we have 400. Well, we have around 400 kids involved. We have 86 scholarships, and we're looking for another 20 more. And our attendance at the school is 85 to 95% daily to our different core activities and our clubs. It is amazing. There is this community is so behind this program that any humanitarian work that we do is just welcomed so with open arms, and everybody takes advantage of whatever we are offering. So this is very amazing. It makes us very proud. Um, again, we started 12 years ago with 60 kids, and we have grown exponentially.
We have about 400 kids enrolled.
Yeah.
Maybe 300 come to our school every day.
Yes.
Half in the morning and half in the afternoon. They go to the primary school.
Can't hear you out.
Huh?
Can't hear you.
Oh, sorry. They go to the primary school in the morning from 8 to 12:30, and then they come to our program in the afternoon from 1 to 4. The band plays from 4 to 7, and then
And Sundays.
and on Sundays, okay? And the second shift at the primary school does the reverse. They come to our program in the morning, and they go to the primary school in the afternoon. All of the schools are double shifted here. I think at all schools except the private ones. All public schools are double shifted. So we're full right now, okay? If we get more kids, and people are moving into, actually people are moving into Volcanes because of our program. They hear about the band, they want their kid in the band, they move in, okay? They're poor, but they'll find a shack or something someplace, and it's truly amazing what's happening. Okay.
Well, the success of our program is mainly the support that we get from clubs like yours, but we have to give some, we have to tell that our teachers are amazing, and without them, there is no program. They're professional teachers. All of them have a degree. They are super dedicated because they are part of the community. When they started working with us, for example, Carolina, who's the first one from your right, she was one of my students. She is a graduate from the program, the Volcanes scholarship program, and she used to live in Volcanes. Now she's a young woman. She moved out of her house and living by herself. So she's only 10 minutes away, but she's still part of the community. But all of our teachers live in Volcanes. It's amazing. It's the first 2 years that we had that great. It's a major plus for our program because and there's no turnover, number one, but they understand the needs and they are there because they want to help.
Yeah. 2 years ago, they came.
Yes.
They have both moved into Volcanes to be closer to the kids in the program. It's just that amazed me for sure.
Yes.
Dedicated.
So our teachers, and if you're an educator, you understand this. They inspire students to continue to read. They inspire them to become empowered youth, and they inspire our students to continue their education, their higher education, and dream big. They are truly an inspiration for this humanitarian work. They're humanitarians themselves. So our milestone, like I was telling you before, we reached 25 graduates from the scholarship program. But the amazing thing about our program is that we know the graduates. They are part of our program. They are part of our community. So they got together and pulled their resources, and they are now sponsoring students themselves, paying it forward. And that just, we had a meeting, Art and I, we just felt so much pride, right, when that happened.
Amazing, yeah.
Not only that, we have 3 of our graduates are part of our staff. Olga graduated as a culinary arts and management. She was my personal scholarship. She's been with the program since 2012. She was the librarian, and now she's the director. No one knows the program better than her. Carolina, I mentioned you. She was one of my first students. And Nitsi is running the sewing school and the sewing workshop. She's been with us since she's 14 years old. So they're all they have the mentality of helping. They are just amazing people. We're so proud of them. And we don't receive money from the government. It is thanks to clubs like you that we can continue our mission and we can continue doing this humanitarian work. So
All of our donations come from Canada and the United States. The bulk of them come from Canada, Western Canada, Alberta is the majority. We get them from Toronto. We get the East Coast too, but it's all donations. We have no major sponsors, no big guys, no corporations, no government, nothing. So we spend you can't see me, but I go around like this most of the time. You know, I won't say begging, but asking for donations. Okay, you want to support something really unique? Boom, help us educate the poor kids. Okay, who without our help wouldn't have an opportunity.
We're just trying to bridge that gap between the students from private schools who have all of the extracurricular activities that give them the advantage in life. We're just trying to bridge that gap with the poor kids. So, yes. You can sponsor a teacher for 900 Canadian dollars a month. This ensures the continuity of our program. Or you can sponsor students from 7th grade to university. 7th grade to 9th grade is 400 Canadian, 10 to 12, 500, and university, 600.
Per year.
Per year, it's not per month.
Okay.
So thank you so much for this time, and thank you so much for your continued support from the inception of our program, and for believing in our mission, and believing that in your humanitarian work. Amazing.
Well, thank you, Mayra, and that really is a great story. A dream did come true, and the dream is getting bigger, which is marvelous.